The Las Vegas Raiders just hired Klint Kubiak as their next head coach, and they drafted Fernando Mendoza all in the same day. It is a done deal, or at least that's what social media would have you believe, because all day today I have just been seeing content creator after content creator celebrating that Klint Kubiak is going to be the next head coach. There's just a small problem with that. He can't actually sign a contract. He can't even announce it officially until after the Super Bowl, according to NFL rules. So just like last year where it was guaranteed in the bag that we were going to get Ben Johnson, we don't know what we don't know until we know. And right now, we don't know. We don't know if Ben Johnson is actually going to be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, because let's face it, he could change his mind and stay with Seattle, especially if they don't win the Super Bowl. Maybe he wants to try it again. Or he could take the Arizona job. Now, let's talk about that. Why would he take Arizona over the Las Vegas Raiders? Well, they have Kyler Murray down there. He's a pretty awesome quarterback at times, and then other times he's not. Most of the reason why is because he gets injured a lot. He's a little dude. And they have a pretty decent team. They have some pieces there to work with. However, they are still not a good team, okay? And Kyler Murray can't stay healthy, and even when he is healthy, he's a difficult prospect to try and coach. So, in my opinion, I think the more enticing job is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. Number one, the state has no income tax, so he's going to save a ton of money there. Number two, we have the number one overall draft pick, and Fernando Mendoza is most likely going to be the guy. And I think that Tom Brady is all in on Fernando Mendoza. And I think part of the hiring process and why the Raiders would offer Klint Kubiak is because they probably asked him his thoughts and opinions on Fernando Mendoza. And if, as head coach, that's who he would want as his quarterback. And I'm pretty sure, because of the rumors that are coming out from Tom Pelissero and others, that he said yes, that he's all in on Fernando Mendoza, which would line up with the ownership and what they want to do. So that being said, I think Klint Kubiak is going to be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. That's my guess. That's my opinion. I don't know that for sure. My inside source doesn't know that for sure. Nobody knows that for sure right now. Because again, even if they have a handshake deal, it doesn't mean anything. He could just decide, I'm not coming to Vegas. Maybe he has an epiphany in the middle of the night and decides he's not going to come. It's too hot there during the summertime, especially. Maybe he doesn't like casinos. Maybe he doesn't like all the vagrants on the sidewalks all the time. Who knows what it might be? But we do know this. If Klint Kubiak becomes the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, the Raiders are going to have a really good head coach. Because I think that Klint Kubiak's style of offense is going to fit perfectly with what the Raiders already have. And I'm gonna say it again. I know I've said it before, and this always riles up the comment section, and I'm fine with that. But do you keep Max Crosby? In my opinion, I understand the premise that people have that he is the face of the Raiders. I don't think that's true. I really don't. His production hasn't been great over the past couple of years. It's been good. It hasn't been great. And the kind of money that you're paying this guy, you expect some Myles Garrett numbers. And he's nowhere close to that. My opinion is, if you can get a first-round draft pick for Max Crosby in the offseason, you trade him. And the reason being is because the face of the franchise is going to be Fernando Mendoza. It's going to be Brock Bowers, and it's going to be Ashton Genty. That trio of quarterback, tight end, and running back is exactly what Klint Kubiak wants as an offensive-minded head coach. I think that you could get the same sack numbers and maybe 80% of the pressures that Max Crosby does in this year's draft. And all of a sudden, you've just freed up tens of millions of dollars of cap space that you have allocated to one defensive end, who, again, is suffering injuries every single year now, 2 years in a row, and he's not putting up mind-blowing numbers. Now, he does put up a lot of pressure numbers, and he puts up a lot of tackle numbers for a defensive end, but that's because he plays every single snap. But then he injures his knee, he injures his foot, he injures his leg, he injures whatever. I think you trade him if you can get a first-round draft pick. You replace him in the draft this year, and you move on. And we focus on this new offense. Because the problem that the Raiders has had has not been a lack of defense. We're middle of the pack, and yet we're still somewhere within the ability of reaching a victory almost every single game. It's been the offense. The offense cannot score points. That's got to change if you ever want to make it to the playoffs in the NFL. Klint Kubiak can do that. He is great at scheming for the type of offensive players that we have right now. Ashton Jeanty, I believe, is going to be a star running back. And if we can fix that offensive line and really solidify that to where he's not being hit behind the line of scrimmage more. Oh, I just lost my sticker. Let me grab that. Oh no. I lost my 950 sticker. Came flying off. But anyway, I digress. Technical difficulties when you're out here walking in the middle of nowhere. Fix that offensive line. That's what I was saying. Fix the offensive line and you're good to go. We're going to start putting up points. Fernando Mendoza is the type of quarterback that Sam Darnold is. And I think that he has even better prospects than Sam Darnold with the Seattle Seahawks. I think he's an underrated athlete that people don't understand. He's a fantastic kid, a leader, and exceptionally smart. He has enough of the physical tools. He's not an elite athlete, but he has elite mentality. And that's what you want in your quarterback. Hand the ball off, open up gaps for our running backs to make plays, especially Ashton Jeanty, and then throw to Brock Bowers. Go out and get a number one wide receiver. There's going to be some this year and next year, and we have cap space. And all of a sudden, we're back in the playoffs, baby. So, let me finish by saying this. It is not guaranteed or in the bag that Klint Kubiak is coming to the Raiders. However, that being said, I think Klint Kubiak will be the next coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, as everything that has come out so far and the fact that the Raiders have basically passed on everybody else. They've put all their eggs into the Klint Kubiak basket. And I'm excited. For the first time in years, I think if Klint Kubiak becomes the Las Vegas Raiders head coach, I think that the Raiders, within 2 years, will be back in the playoffs, at least as a wild card. What do you guys think? Drop comments down below. I'll see you in the next video.